Jesus, all right already.
This is ridiculous.
In the beginning, we covered XXR because that's what you guys wanted us to talk about. Then we covered Work and everything was going really great. We talked about a cool company. Work had a bunch of history. It had stuff, it had wheels, it had heritage. Then we went into Rotiform and we talked about being the bros and the hipsters and having all the cool wheels. Then we started talking about a whole bunch of different brands and they all had history and it was all exciting. And we pretty much covered every single brand except Jnc and Varstone. And it's not because we didn't want to, it's just because the internet would not supply the information needed to make a video that actually had some substance to it. That's the best that I got, because now we finally have a little bit of information on Jnc, so we thought we would finally indulge you guys on the one wheel brand you have been asking for since the dawn of time. For the amount of effort that we put into making this script, you better subscribe or so help me God, I will go through this camera and I will find you. Also, stay with us till the end of the video where we're actually doing a giveaway, and it's a pretty decent giveaway, you know, because we like giving away stuff. Right, Jnc Wheels. Let's just do it. All right, so Jnc Wheels was founded in 1998 by a person of some kind. We don't really know who he is, but it was founded in 1998. Now, Jnc Wheels has a pretty interesting history. It was founded in California, it was founded in 1998, and it was founded for really one or two very simple purposes: to sell wheels and
Today, Junior?
To do that online. That was pretty much it. With the booming of e-commerce and the way that the whole internet was booming back in 1998, you guys remember RuneScape, old school, even the beta version was like just coming out. You were a young buck, and you're like, I want to go play video games on the computer, but you couldn't because your mom was on the phone. And if your mom was on the phone and then you picked up the phone to make sure you could get on the internet, and then they were talking to Auntie Susan about how you were a disappointment, and then it was just a really tough time when you were a child, and then you had to grow up and you had to realize that you didn't have the confidence that you thought you did. So then you just start making videos on YouTube to talk to strangers that can't talk back, because that's the only way that you can, you know, get self-affirmation. Wow. So anyway, like I was saying, back in 1998, the e-commerce was really booming. eBay and all those sort of companies were really taking off, and there was companies that were getting involved that were like, how can we make this about automobiles? And so essentially, somebody came along and was like, well, how about we do that for wheels? And Jnc Wheels was founded. Now, Jnc Wheels was founded in 1998, and because of the booming of the e-commerce and online retailing is really why Jnc got so big. And it didn't take very long for Jnc Wheels to start making a name for themselves. In fact, they've had monumental growth in the last 20 years that they've existed. Now, Jnc Wheels is a company that, you know, in terms of heritage and history and stuff like that, there's really not a lot to them. They have a few different warehouses. They employ about 30 employees, depending on which warehouse you do business in. And they do business, you know, across the world. They do a lot of business in the United States, in Mexico, in Japan, Canada, up north there, don't you know? And they do business, you know, in other countries as well. But Jnc Wheels isn't a company that is very similar to, like, let's say, Advan or something like that, where it was bred for a specific purpose, whereas Jnc Wheels was more just like, let's just do it and see if we can make some money. And Jnc did just that, and they've really never stopped. In fact, they've had like a 20% growth year over year ever since they were founded, and they really have no plans of slowing down anytime soon. Jnc Wheels is founded under aluminum alloy wheels. So they're like you know, they're one-piece cast wheels, they're gravity cast. I think they're gonna plan on going into low pressure cast in time, but for the most part, a lot of what Jnc prides itself on is just having wheels available in a bunch of different sizes and finishes that you like for a price point that is extremely, you know, entry level and ready to roll for pretty much anyone looking to get into the wheel scene. Now, we're not gonna get into like the designs because it's just, we're not gonna do it. We're gonna maintain a neutral opinion on this wheel history. But Jnc Wheels makes a bunch of, you know, one-piece wheels, and they make a bunch of designs that are right. So what you can expect from Jnc Wheels is the fact that they do have pretty good customer service. They do have a lot of wheels out there. They have a lot of different finishes and styles, but for the price point, it's just so hard to beat. You can get a set of like 15 by 6.5 for $400. You can even go up to 19 by 10.5, so you can get some like 047s, and you can get pretty much anything that you want. And that's really what Jnc tries to do. Now, Jnc isn't like a brand that's, you know, really crazy into motorsports or drifting, anything like that. More than they're just involved for people that are looking to get their hands on their first set of wheels when they get out of high school. And that's, you know, for that, and Jnc takes no aim, doesn't really care that that's the way that they do things, and that's completely cool. Jnc Wheels is who they are and who they want to be because, you know, fact of the matter is they're doing pretty well for themselves, and, you know, a few short years after they were even founded, they're making millions of dollars. So in terms of having a good business idea, I'd say that they, you know, got first place. And usually with companies, especially the entry-level ones, you expect them to have some sort of parent company. Now, Jnc does not have that, and that's probably another reason that you see them stick to what they're good at. That one-piece alloy is an easy, you know, real market to get into, and as long as you get yourself established with the overseas factories, which is where a lot of Jnc wheels are made, you can actually do fairly well for yourself. Now, Jnc doesn't have any real big plans to get into the multi-piece wheel game or anything like that. When you look at other companies like ESR, or 3SDM, or 1552 and stuff like that, they do want to get into more heritage, Japanese, original style wheels in the coming future, because that's what they told me, and we're telling you because that's what they said. If they choose to do that, that's entirely up to them. We know how much money it costs to make new molds, so we know how difficult that can be, but if they're as successful as they say they are, they're probably going to need to in the next coming years, because a lot of the wheel companies are evolving. You've seen a lot of different companies come out with new designs, new material, new technology to pretty much set the bar as to what makes their brand special. If Jnc chooses to do that so that they can hit the market in their own way, it's going to be up to them. Now, in terms of designs and styling and all that sort of stuff, I'm not going to get into it because I haven't had enough coffee or Red Bull, and I haven't been talking fast enough to express my thing with it, but we're not going to do that. I feel like Jasper. We're not going to do that, and that's fine. You guys can have your own opinions on the wheel designs. You can have your own opinions on the price and things like that. It's entirely up to you. I'm sure you're already in the comment section writing what we should know about the brand, even though we know the brand, because like we sell them to you if that's what you want, and then if you don't want that, we can help you with other stuff. We're just here to give you information, okay? Don't kill the messenger. Jnc is a brand that just doesn't stick its head out too often. They're really not in the limelight all that often, especially even when you talk about brands that are entry level or rep wheels or fake wheels or counterfeit wheels or not counterfeit wheels. That whole conversation a lot of times seems to almost forget about other entry level wheels. Jnc Wheels is one of those brands where, in terms of when you see people arguing or talking about it, you never see the brand brought up, and that's because Jnc, I don't think, really wants to have any limelight. They're just doing what they know that they're good at, and what they're good at is just making alloy wheels in a bunch of different sizes and colors and bolt patterns and things like that at an entry level price. And so at the end of the day, it's really not anything that you have to be, you know, like upset about, because they're just doing what they're supposed to do. In terms of Jnc as a brand, what do you guys think? You can drop a comment below and let us know. Now, in terms of the giveaway, if you guys remember, it's actually pretty simple. We want to get you guys over onto our Instagram page. All you have to do is follow us at Instagram at Fitment Industries, and of course drop your IG tag below so that other people can follow you guys. And once we see that you've done that and you dropped a comment, you'll be entered in to win one of our t-shirts. We'll also include a valve stem pack here for you. We have valve stems for your little aftermarket wheels. You'll be sure to pick some up. Otherwise, I'm Alex from Fitment Industries. We hope to see you next time. If you're interested in picking up some wheels, check out fitmentindustries.com. We have like all of them: Jnc wheels, Work, Advan, Graham lights, all that sort of good stuff. Just let us know what you want. Be sure to help you out. And finally, be nice to Claire. She's learning. She doesn't talk as fast as me. She's not as enthusiastic as me, and that's okay, because you wanna know what? You're gonna see a whole bunch of new faces on the Fitment Industries channel, because that's just how we like to mix things up. I'm looking at you guys in the comment section. Be nice. But I'm Alex from Fitment Industries, and we will see you later.